Let me show you I can do this. No one wants to be a cop anymore.
Cartoons are not just for kids. Netflix's lineup can confirm that. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 great Netflix animated shows. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at Netflix's best animated series. To qualify, a show must either be a Netflix original or distributed as such in certain territories. Number 10. The Dragon Prince. Born out of the same mind that blessed the world with Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Dragon Prince takes place in a realm defined by a conflict between humans and elves.
Moon reflects sun, as death reflects life.
With tensions high following the apparent assassination of the Dragon King, two young humans and an elf set out to retrieve a stolen egg and hopefully soothe the flames of war.
You did it! You never mentioned you were a mage.
Who, me? No, I'm not really anything.
While the animation can be somewhat stiff, The Dragon Prince blends Avatar's trademark action, comedy, and political intrigue to create an accessible cartoon version of Game of Thrones.
It's up to us now.
Number 9. F is for Family. Dysfunctional families are a staple of adult animation, but those familiar with Bill Burr's stand-up know this comedian is anything but conventional.
I swear to God, I'll pull your tongue out through your goddamn neck!
F is for Family centers around the Murphys. 5 people who inadvertently draw out the worst in each other.
Are you going to run, or do you got the cojones to stand and fight?
Well, sometimes a man's gotta do
What a man does.
Framed as a satire of 70s sitcoms, F is for Family is a pitch-black comedy that perpetually toes the line between hilarious roasting and emotional abuse.
Don't kill me, I have a family!
There you have it, the face of racism in America today.
A touch more grounded than the likes of Family Guy or The Simpsons, F is for Family might not always be pleasant, but it's never boring. Number 8. Final Space. Airing on TBS and streaming to the international market via Netflix, Final Space is a frantic love letter to sci-fi space operas.
You're not a pilot, are you?
Yes, I am.
Jumping back and forth between snappy one-liners and sudden bursts of drama, Final Space's opening few episodes can be jarring and off-putting, mainly due to the protagonist's slightly irritating sense of humor.
Well, this has been great. But, avocado red!
I haven't introduced myself.
Luckily, the story, jokes, and characters improve as the cartoon progresses. While the series pays homage to countless popular sci-fi properties, Final Space subverts genre tropes to create something that is truly unique.
At least we're not sinking into like a lake of lava or something.
Number 7. Carmen Sandiego. First introduced in a 1985 video game and starring in everything from game shows to comics, the stylish thief has inadvertently been teaching children about geography for more than 3 decades. While the older cartoons present the titular character as a villain, Netflix's modern adaptation reimagines Carmen Sandiego as a globe-trotting Robin Hood-type character, striving to protect culturally significant artifacts from an evil corporation.
I believe it's the Eye of Vishnu from the unsolved Morocco heist.
Undeniably catering to a younger audience, Carmen Sandiego succeeds in being simultaneously educational and entertaining, which is not always the simplest combo to pull off effectively.
Rice is Indonesia's staple food. If crops are destroyed, its entire population could go hungry.
Number 6. Big Mouth. Here is a cartoon that truly understands puberty. Rather than romanticizing or demonizing adolescence, Big Mouth highlights the confusion, excitement, and innate embarrassment typically associated with this age bracket.
Sorry, bro. She wants a real man. 9th grade. Top of the food chain.
Actually, sweets and fats are at the top of the food chain.
7th graders on the brink of puberty, Nick Birch and Andrew Glauberman haplessly embark on this strange new adventure while interacting with physical manifestations of their sexual desires or insecurities.
I wish there was some way to know. I mean, I've never even kissed a guy. I've never kissed anyone for that matter. How am I supposed to know if I've...
Due to the subject matter, Big Mouth relies heavily on cringe humor, but everything is tied together with a heartfelt sincerity that can really add substance to a scene featuring a teenager, humping an anthropomorphic pillow.
Morning sickness, huh?
Yeah, thanks for staying home.
Of course.
Number 5. Castlevania. Based on Konami's iconic video game franchise and seemingly influenced by anime, Castlevania is a dark fantasy soaked in trepidation and gore.
That woman was the only reason on Earth for me to tolerate human life!
The premise is relatively straightforward. Dracula's wife is burned for witchcraft, so the Count decides Wallachia must die.
Cyber! Wolf!
Teaming up with a magician and a Dampier, Trevor Belmont begrudgingly sets out to put an end to Dracula's terror. Penned by famed comic book writer Warren Ellis, Castlevania strikes the appropriate balance between sincerity and self-awareness, with both heroes and villains being subjected to engaging character arcs.
And which am I, child or animal?
Puppy. Somewhere between the two.
Number 4. She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. A reboot of the classic 80s cartoon, Netflix's modern adaptation tries to keep intact the original's cheesy charm while injecting the cast with depth and expanding upon the villain's motivations beyond strictly world domination.
For the honor of Grayskull!
Along with often gorgeous visuals and a healthy helping of humor, She-Ra and the Princesses of Power stands out due to the way it modernizes the familiar characters.
Come on, Magic Sword. Oh, where's a blinding flash of light when you need one?
The show is not afraid to humanize the antagonists or critique the supposed heroes. Consequently, the plot manages to be far more gripping than your average good versus evil narrative.
It can't be.
I was trying to tell you. Mom, meet
She-Ra.
Number 3. Disenchantment. As the creator of The Simpsons and Futurama, Matt Groening's name instantly draws enormous expectations. A satire of fairy tales, and by extension classic Disney cartoons, Disenchantment centers around an unlikely trio's quest to go against the status quo, while traversing the strange world of Dreamland.
Might as well give up and accept that I'll never be anything more than a wealthy queen of a fabulous faraway kingdom.
Unlike Groening's other series, Disenchantment follows an overarching plot, even if quite a number of episodes focus on side quests. In addition, the show's serialized structure pays off in spectacular fashion during the first season's final few episodes. While reminiscent of both The Simpsons and Futurama, Disenchantment finds Groening exploring new ground.
I had them make brunch for us. All your favorites. Poached dodo eggs, unicorn bacon, and waffles.
Number 2. Hilda. If handled poorly, boundless optimism can quickly grate on the nerves. Luckily, Hilda never stops being a delight.
That was pretty traumatic. But such is the life of an adventurer.
Based on an award-winning British graphic novel, Netflix's adaptation pivots around Hilda, a young blue-haired adventurer who approaches every situation with a certain energy that is simply infectious.
Do you wish to challenge me?
Yes, we all do.
Set in a world where humans live alongside magical creatures, Hilda's vibrant art style might suggest this is primarily a children's show. However, the cartoon includes more than enough subtle jokes and gripping story arcs to entertain adults.
It's working!
This is a show that through and through the whole family can enjoy. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
There is a prophecy, an old one, old as the world tree itself. Only the lion can destroy the serpent.
The only way to succeed is to give it all you've got. This looks bad, but we can do this. Are you with me?
I'm nodding. Is everyone else nodding?
Yes.
Jim, you are now responsible for the protection of two worlds, human and troll alike.
But if you do not protect us, Hula and his army will destroy your world.
And Prince Krell, Tech Whiz Extraordinaire.
I have a question.
Raise your hand.
Back home, I have 4 of them.
It's my honor to present our illustrious King Julian the 13th.
Today is the start of a new era. A new King Julian. Music and laughing at parties and everything fun are no longer illegal.
Number 1. BoJack Horseman. Somehow one of TV's most realistic depictions of depression and addiction is a cartoon about an anthropomorphic horse.
You screw up. You're making your daughter hate you.
As a series, BoJack Horseman is deceptive. The first season's opening episodes, while far from terrible, chiefly amount to shock humor and references to 90s sitcoms. However, the show eventually starts to deconstruct its self-destructive characters. A lot has been said about the cartoon's sobering themes. So much so, the fact the show is a comedy tends to be overlooked.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Ow! What are you doing? What the hell did you do that for?
I don't know. I thought you would fly to save me, and by making you fly, I would, in a sense, be saving you!
When Netflix's cartoon isn't smacking audiences in the face with a heavy dose of reality, BoJack Horseman is utterly hilarious. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.